Arsenal, the modern Invincibles. 2003/2004. 38 games, 26 wins, 12 draws, 0 defeats. This wasn't just football, this was a movement. Arsène Wenger's squad had swagger, skill, and steel. Thierry Henry was slicing through Premier League defenses like a warm croissant through butter. Every touch, every run, it felt inevitable. Then you had Dennis Bergkamp, football's resident magician, threading passes that made geometry teachers weep with joy. The midfield, built different. Patrick Vieira was a walking war zone, elegant, terrifying, and absolutely everywhere. And Robert Pires looked like he was gliding through matches while listening to smooth jazz in his head. And the back line, Ashley Cole, Kolo Touré, Sol Campbell, and Lauren, wasn't just solid, it was impenetrable. Jens Lehmann might have been slightly unhinged, but he kept clean sheets like his life depended on it. What made this run special wasn't just that they didn't lose, it's how they didn't lose. Late comebacks, gritty away wins, pressure moments that turned into poetry. This team didn't just refuse defeat, they stared it in the face and nutmegged it. And the cherry on top, the only team to ever receive a golden Premier League trophy. A literal one of one. Arsenal's Invincibles weren't just good, they were immortal. If you like videos like this, then you are in the right place. If you could leave a like and also subscribe to the channel, it will mean a lot. Now, let's get back to the video. Preston North End, the original gangsters. But rewind the tape way back to the 1888-89 season and meet the original Invincibles. Preston North End. The very first Football League season, 22 games, no defeats, and a bonus, they also won the FA Cup without conceding a single goal. Preston wasn't just winning, they were basically inventing how to win. This was back when the crossbar was a piece of tape, substitutions weren't a thing, and defenders tackled like they were splitting logs. Led by the legendary William Sudell, who was both manager and club secretary, and possibly part-time boot cleaner, this squad played like time travelers. They played like they'd read the footballing future, and for decades, no one could top that clean double. Not until the 21st century. They were called the Invincibles before the term was even cool. So yes, Arsenal's version came with better cameras, but Preston laid the blueprint in mud, sweat, and tweed. Juventus, Conte's black and white fortress. Fast forward to Italy, Juventus, 2011/2012, a club clawing its way back from scandal. The Calciopoli match-fixing saga had rocked Italian football, and Juventus, once giants, had fallen hard. Antonio Conte, fiery, intense, and blessed, with a full head of miraculous hair. He took charge like a general on a warpath. And what he built? A team that played like a concrete wall with rocket boosters. 38 games, 0 defeats, 15 draws, 23 wins. The midfield triangle of Andrea Pirlo, Claudio Marchisio, and Arturo Vidal was straight up illegal. Pirlo played like he had a bird's eye view of the pitch. He didn't run, he hovered. He passed like time itself bent for him. In defense, Buffon barked orders like a military captain. Barzagli, Bonucci, and Chiellini, 3 defenders, 1 brain. They weren't just stopping goals. They were erasing possibilities. It wasn't all flash and flare. This team suffocated opponents. They dragged you into deep waters and watched you drown. The reward? A return to dominance, a new dynasty, and the start of 9 straight Serie A titles. Celtic, Rodgers' Highland Conquerors. In Scotland, Celtic 2016-2017 run wasn't just undefeated, it was violent. Brendan Rodgers came in with something to prove. After the Liverpool slip era, he reinvented himself in Glasgow and built a team that was more machine than squad. 38 games, 34 wins, 106 goals, just 25 conceded. That's not football, that's choreography. Moussa Dembélé was cooking defenders for breakfast. Scott Sinclair scored for fun. Kieran Tierney, just a kid at the time, was running that left flank like he was late for something. And the rest of the league? They were basically set dressing. To top it off, Celtic went on to win a domestic treble without losing a single match. Every competition, every game, undefeated. That's not domination. That's an unfair patch update. AC Milan, Italian Engineering, Football Edition. Let's rewind again. AC Milan, 1991/92. A squad engineered like a luxury car. Arrigo Sacchi had already shaken the football world with his pressing revolution, but it was Fabio Capello who turned Milan into an unstoppable juggernaut. 34 games, 0 losses, unbothered, unmoved. The legendary Franco Baresi ran the backline like a mafia boss. Maldini was still young, but already reading the game like he wrote the manual. The attack? Van Basten was gliding past defenders like gravity didn't apply to him. This wasn't football. It was domination with an espresso shot. Cold, calculated, clinical, and they didn't stop there. Milan went on a 58-game unbeaten streak overall, the kind of consistency that makes analytics people cry with joy. Rangers, from ashes to ascension. For years, Rangers lived in Celtic shadow. After financial collapse and relegation, they climbed all the way back from Scottish League 2. And in the 2020 to 2021 season, they arrived with a vengeance. Led by Steven Gerrard, Rangers didn't just win the league, they suffocated it. 38 games, 32 wins, 6 draws, 0 defeats, conceded just 13 goals in an entire season. Alan McGregor in goal looked like he'd made a pact with the devil. James Tavernier was a right back scoring like a striker. The whole team pressed like they hadn't slept in weeks. For Gerrard, it was redemption. For Rangers fans, it was resurrection. They didn't just reclaim the title, they reclaimed their identity. Al-Ahly, the Cairo Commanders. In Africa, no club is more synonymous with dominance than Al-Ahly. And in 2004/2005, they showed everyone why. 30 games, 25 wins, 5 draws, 0 defeats. 74 goals scored, only 13 conceded. This wasn't football, it was command and conquer. They weren't just beating teams, they were sending statements. Mohamed Barakat, Mohamed Aboutrika, legends in Egypt, were running riot. The team played with joy, but also with the weight of expectation, and they never cracked. By the end of the season, the Egyptian league wasn't asking who would win, just by how much. Benfica, the Eusebio Encore. Back in 1972/73, Benfica pulled off a flawless domestic campaign, 30 games, no losses, and up front, Eusebio, the Black Panther, 40 goals in one season at 31 years old. He wasn't sprinting like before, but he didn't need to. He knew where the ball would be before it got there. Benfica were so good, they made the rest of the league look like they were still in preseason. Their defense barely broke a sweat. Their midfield never panicked. And that season, it was the final exclamation mark in Eusebio's Benfica legacy. Steaua Bucharest, the underrated dynasty. If football had cheat codes, Steaua Bucharest cracked them. Between 1986 and 1989, they went 104 league matches without losing. That's 3 full seasons, plus some, without taking an L. In 1988/89, they went undefeated again. But this wasn't just about the league. They were also European powerhouses, winning the 1986 European Cup and reaching the final again in 1989. This team was built on discipline, structure, and borderline supernatural fitness. Steaua didn't play tiki-taka. They didn't dance. They marched, relentless, efficient, and terrifyingly consistent. Red Star Belgrade, the quiet Invincibles. Red Star Belgrade, 2007/2008. They're not the loudest name on this list, but their achievement still deserves its flowers. 33 games, no defeats, not always dominant, but always in control. They weren't breaking records, but they were avoiding mistakes. And in a chaotic league, sometimes that's harder. While the spotlight was on bigger clubs in Europe, Red Star were quietly going about their business, refusing to lose. Sometimes being undefeated isn't about explosions. It's about resilience, the kind that doesn't make headlines, but fills trophy cabinets. Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi's masterpiece. Just when we thought modern football was too chaotic for invincibility, Bayer Leverkusen said, "Watch this." In 2023/24, they didn't just go unbeaten in the Bundesliga, they went unbeaten in every competition. Until they couldn't look, man. 51 matches, no defeats. Then, one heartbreaking Europa League final loss to Atalanta. But let's talk about the Bundesliga, where they did finish invincible. 34 matches, 28 wins, 6 draws. Unbeaten, unshaken, unbelievable. Under Xabi Alonso, Leverkusen went from nearly men to untouchables. He took a squad with promise and turned them into a well-oiled, high-pressing, tiki-taka meets warfare unit. Granit Xhaka was reborn. Florian Wirtz played like a mix of Ozil and Iniesta after a triple espresso. And Jeremy Frimpong? He was everywhere, defending, attacking, possibly delivering Uber Eats during halftime. Their game was intelligent, fast, and clinical. No ego, no weakness. Bayern Munich, who'd hoarded the title for over a decade, were dethroned, in style, with time to spare. And the best part? Leverkusen, long mocked as Neverkusen for their near misses and bottle jobs, finally got their fairy tale. They didn't just break the curse, they shattered it, then danced on the shards with a trophy in each hand. If you've watched to this stage, why not leave us a like and maybe subscribe too if you want your team to do the invincible?